So I am someone with an anxious attachment style that I've been actively working to pivot towards a secure attachment.
How does okay
Recently, I'm
for the non-technical people in our clan here, tell us
mhm.
what an anxious attachment style looks like in your life.
In my life, I tend to jump into relationships rather quickly and become quite trusting of people right off the bat. Additionally, I cling to the other person intensely and am constantly looking for reassurance and intention, as opposed to a secure relationship where that stuff isn't quite as irritating. And I get very anxious when I'm not receiving that proper attention, or when I feel like things are going down and the person might potentially leave me. It becomes with fears of abandonment. So yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
hmm
Are you more afraid of being alone, or are you more afraid of abandonment?
I think, I guess that's a really good question. I definitely
Isn't
am
that a
afraid of
great
being
question?
alone.
Because a lot of people
Yeah.
don't make the distinction between that. You know, you think about these categories that you read in books, but it's a very, very important distinction. Which way did you answer?
I would say being alone.
Being alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what does alone look like for you?
Alone looks like building a life by myself. Since I was pretty young, I've been fairly maternal. Multiple friends and family members have reiterated this for me, and it's something I really take pride in. I've always wanted to cultivate a life with someone else, and I've found that to be quite a struggle to secure. And
You
definitely
found
when
that to
things
be
end,
what? Say that again. You found that to be what?
oh, I found that to be like difficult to find the
How old are you?
in terms of like finding a relationship. I'm 30.
30. Okay. Now let me ask. So you'd say you're alone now?
Well, as of last night, yes.
What happened last night?
I was seeing this guy, and in line with the call that you had earlier, where you were giving someone the check marks of what to look for in someone to date. He met all of that, everything, and we went on multiple dates, and they were great. However, I learned last night that I asked to move the relationship forward because I felt ready, and I was wondering what his expectations were moving forward. And things flipped instantly, and he was telling me that he's still hung up on his ex, and he is still trying to figure out. He moves away from Seattle in about 6 months or so, and he's trying to figure out if he wants to
Okay.
date someone that could go further than that. Yeah.
So y'all basically kind of broke up, whatever breaking up from means.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
And so
Yeah.
now why are you alone?
Um, I guess I feel like I'm back at square one, and I've been at this point multiple times in my
Back at
life,
square, wait a
and
minute, hold on, back at square one with what?
with finding a person who I
Finding
want to
a
live my life with.
person who you want to live your life with in what a in marriage or some similar relationship,
Yeah,
right?
in marriage.
Okay, why are you calling that alone? Why don't you call that single?
I guess because it feels eternal, just because it keeps going back to this stage. So it
Wait a
kind of feels
minute,
like I've
hold
always
on,
been this way.
hold on, hold on. Here's a really key point, and it's a key point to your original question of when you're talking about an attachment disorder. Okay,
hmm
where are your significant relationships apart from your dating life?
Like my friends and my family.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. You said you're alone.
um, yeah, yes, that's a good point. I do. In fact, I've had a lot of friends who have already been immensely helpful through this whole situation. And I have
Okay, but see,
family as
again,
well.
again,
And
again, again,
yeah,
again. Whoa, 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 whoa! You did it again. You did. Did you see what you did? I'm going to
yeah,
pick on you a little bit. You said, "Oh, I've had friends who've been helpful. What in this situation?" See, your whole life you've defined around this issue so much more that the most important attachments in your life, which should be right, they're now
mhm,
subsumed under serving this situation or this kind of relationship. Okay, so now here's why I'm after this. Because when they treat dating as if they're not in a relationship, they're alone, what that tells me is that there's something about, and the attachment disorder will get into this as well. There's something about the way that you are looking at community where your your deepest needs are not being met, and your deepest injuries of attachment, anxiousness, and dependency, independency, separateness, all that kind of stuff, where that's not being repaired. You follow me?
mhm, yeah,
See, here's normal development. Okay, normal development is there is only one person on the planet that sees their security and well-being existing and dependent on one other person, like you're describing it. If you're in a
mhm,
relationship, there's only one kind of person that does that, and that's an infant.
mm,
It's called a dyadic relationship. Okay, infant and the
mhm,
caretaker. Now, what happens when they get those basic, deep, secure attachment needs met, then the infant goes out of a one on one dyadic world to this one person is my whole world. That's why infants scream when mommy or caretaker leaves the room, right? This one person
mhm,
is my whole world. Then they have secure attachment. They get filled up and they feel like they're not alone in the universe. And then they broaden to what's called triadic relationships from dyadic, meaning now I have more than one person I'm connected to. I'm connected to now there's mom and dad, and there's sister and brother and Aunt Sally. And now we're moving to the family, which is a group. And then we move from the group to a community. And in all of that, the person develops deeply secure attachment. Then from
mhm,
that place where they're not alone in the world at all, they're really, really deeply fulfilled.
yeah,
Then what do? They find that person that they want to make a commitment to, but they don't abandon their community and their life and their family and all of that. They bring them into that world of all of those attachments. You
yeah,
follow me? So
yeah, for sure.
I want you to begin to think about, how can I get some of these deep needs for that when I feel alone, when I feel scared, when I feel longing, somebody needs to know my mistakes and my foibles and my failures and all of that. I would like for you to maybe be open to being increasing the vulnerability with your circle and maybe finding some new ones like a good support group or a therapist
Mhm,
or somewhere, and get this secure attachment thing fixed first. Then in the relationships you pick, it won't start interfering with your dating life
mm,
because it's going to come out in your dating
okay,
life. You might be clingy or perceive abandonment when it's not there, or a bunch of other stuff, or you might be attracted to abandoners. That's what I would worry about.
yeah, yeah, with avoidant attachment people, yeah.
You got it. You got it. So I've got to, we're out of time here, unfortunately, but I want you to, have you been in a good long-term therapy situation to address your attachment issues where you began to have to work them out with a therapist?
Yeah, I've been seeing a therapist for actually 3.5 years now.
Oh, good, good,
And
good, good.
yeah, that's been a great relationship. And I'm also starting a new form of therapy. So I'm trying to do what I can to make things right.
Good. Okay, so here's what I'd like for you to do. I want you to,
hmm
I would like for you to think about maybe I need to get a little more vulnerable with my close circle where I start to feel like they're a real family.
mm
And then really get grounded there where I feel like I'm fine not being in a dating relationship. And then start dating, like I was talking about earlier, dating for fun instead of looking for the teddy bear, the blankie, right? The
Yeah.
security.
Uh-huh.
Think about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I
I
will.
really,
Thank you,
I
Dr. Cog.
really, you're welcome. I really, really, really want you to treat the attachment issues first and get well in those and get secure and then find the significant relationship because it's so problematic when you do it in reverse. Anyway,
hmm
that's my thoughts.
Okay.
But have fun at it. Read my book and see what you think. It'll talk about this.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
Thank you
Thanks.
for your call. What a great call. What a great illustration of a dilemma of where um, sometimes we ask certain relationships to do some things that they're not designed to do. A dating relationship, a spouse, which is ultimately, you know, the outcome of that whole process we call dating, pairing off, however you would call it, that's never going to fill somebody up if we're walking around with unmet longings of foundational attachment and bonding problems.